Hi, I wanted to welcome you to Metabolic Mastery. I'm really excited to see you at our kickoff call. I am sending this video because I wanted to frame the class for you so you can kind of already understand how it's going to be working. And before I do that, I just wanted to tell you how this class came about, or this program came about, and why I think there is such a need for this kind of program. So I grew up in a very conventional medicine family. We did all the standard things. Um, I I was thinking about this, my health history, and I think the first time where notably things really changed was when I was in middle school. Um, I was diagnosed with exercise-induced asthma and started using an inhaler sometimes. I think in grade 7, started getting these horrible, horrible stomach aches every morning, which I think later, not even maybe 15 years ago, I realized was lactose intolerance. I had these kind of pimple-like pustules on my shins, which sounds really disgusting. They were really painful. I would pop them and then more would come. And that was treated with a some kind of steroid or antibiotic cream, I'm not sure. Then in high school, I got a virus. I had the most horrible rash for about 6 weeks. I missed my volleyball tryouts. Um, but and there was nothing that they could do to help me to go away quicker. And that was pretty miserable. Then I was 19. I started drinking alcohol as a young teenager, younger than I should have. Anyway, I think maybe this is what started the problem. When I can remember being in first year university and I developed this very loud belching problem that was really embarrassing. I would burp in psychology class. So I went to the clinic at school and I was put on a drug called ranitidine, which now is a known carcinogen. I was on that drug for about 3 years, and my digestion slowly but surely fell apart and ended up in total explosive diarrhea just about every time I ate. And as I tell the story, I usually say this happened when I was 19, but I think probably now it happened more when I was 21. Anyway, my mother took me to a naturopath for the first time. This was my first experience of anything not conventional. And the naturopath asked me to read a book and had me take some supplements and do some other things. And within about 3 weeks, I had an enormous change. I wasn't taking the drug anymore. My digestion had calmed down. I'd gotten off all of processed food and things totally changed and turned around for me. I lost weight. And that was the beginning of my curiosity about natural medicine. Um, and so eventually I went to naturopathic school. And for the last 20 years, I have been helping patients with all different kinds of health issues. One of made this class for me. I had a personal need for this program and was on the hunt for something for the longest time. I'll tell you, in 2019, I totally changed my practice around, started offering programs so that I could really immerse people in wellness and be able to give them a very quick change in their health and much more thorough healing than I had been able to do because everything was very structured and we did things, weekly. And so a big part of this, there were a lot of people who wanted to lose weight. And I, for the most part, I have always been pretty naturally thin. And I started developing an obsession with weighing myself and what I was eating and all of this stuff. It really started to mess with my head. And so while I never had struggled with um, food like this before, especially I'd been eating healthy since I was 21. Occasionally I would eat things, but I wasn't tempted by a lot of things. There were probably short periods where that happened, but then COVID hit. And I started letting my kids eat ice cream pretty often. We had chips in the house all the time. They had pizza we brought pizza home every Friday. And so there were all these things in my house, all these foods that I hadn't normally let in my house. And I think also the major stress of COVID and everything else made me start eating these things. And so I ended up at a weight that I had never been at in my adult life. And I was really frustrated and kind of disgusted with myself. And I kept saying over and over in my head, oh, tomorrow I'll stop eating the sourdough bread that's in my kitchen. And it just never happened. And so I stumbled upon this. And I have created other programs before. I've never taught online in this capacity before. But they were very similar to this. However, this program has something that I've never been able to offer before, and that's part of the reason I'm so excited about this is, and I will also say, when patients came to lose weight in these programs, they would often, not always, but often gain it back because they were counting calories, reducing their calories, shifting their metabolism, and they were using willpower. And something that I know and something that I had this, I had been telling patients this for a long time, that I don't think willpower is a natural human need. If you think about hunter-gatherers never would have had to use willpower to not eat something. They would have, you know, it would have been a great thing for them to eat everything in sight because it would help them survive, right? So I was trying to use willpower to lose weight. I know how to help people lose weight with my eyes closed. I know the million causes of when people have difficulty losing weight. I knew what all of the things were, and I knew why I wasn't able to lose weight. And I will tell you, I don't want to make it sound like this program is a weight loss program, because it's not. There were other things that I had been suffering with in the kind of since I've been eating like not so well. I had developed leg pain that started on my birthday a few years ago. We had been to a restaurant. I had ice cream and baklava and pita bread and all of these gluten and dairy things that wasn't normally always eating. And then it kind of just unraveled from there. So then my sleep started becoming a real issue because I was waking up in pain every night. And when you're not eating so well, energy can always be an issue. I'm pretty good at having good energy, but there were times it would kind of be like intermittent times where I couldn't figure out. It seemed like there was a lot of inflammation in my body, and I didn't really want to think about the fact that I was eating things that I shouldn't be eating because I just couldn't get my brain to stop eating them. I think the obsession with the food that was brought on by me helping to lose weight, people lose weight, created a problem in my own brain. So in this program, we are going to be using behavioral change psychology to shift the way you have shift your relationship with food. And what will happen as a result is a lot of the things that you suffer from now will disappear on their own. So that's my personal journey and why I needed to create this program. There's another side of this, which with medical doctors, we I can't even tell you how many people complain about the healthcare system now. Hard to get an appointment, hard to see a doctor, only see my doctor for this amount of time. I asked them, what about this? And they said, oh, you're getting older, you're depressed, or this is happening, and you're just going to have to live with it. Well, the problem is that's not really the case. And the bigger problem is that medical doctors don't typically receive much, or if any, most of the time it's none, nutritional education in their medical education. And so a lot of these, the healthcare system is not designed to keep people well. It's designed to stop you from dying. As I can remember, a friend of mine, we were studying for boards to get our license to become naturopathic doctors. He was a pathologist, and he said, "Thank God for you girls, because when I was in, in medical school, all we were taught to do was to stop someone from dying. That's why we prescribe drugs." And I think most people don't understand that drugs are really designed originally to stop people from dying, not to stay on them for long periods of time. So we have a symptom system that does not keep us healthy. We need a self-care system, not a healthcare system. We need the healthcare system for emergency medicine and things like that, but we really do need to take responsibility for our own health. And unfortunately, most of the population doesn't have the ability to do that because they don't have the education. And so what this program is designed to do is to teach you how your body was meant to eat so that your body can naturally be healthy. Yes, there may be things, bigger things going on that might need to be dealt with outside of this, but this is a really, really good foundation for your body to shift in ways that you may never have happened, or maybe they have happened, but you haven't been able to stay there because your brain got in the way of you making healthier choices. So that is why I am doing this. And I'm so excited to be able to introduce you to these new ideas. How this course is going to go. So the only call that is live on a Monday night will be our first call. The second call will be the next night, which is Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And every week for 13 weeks, we will have a live call on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. If you can't make it, don't worry about it. They'll be recorded and we will post them by the following evening so you can watch them. The live calls are designed to check in with you, to see how it's going, see if you have questions, give you support, and also kind of do a little recap of what we've learned the last week. And you will also be receiving videos that will be posted to the document that you're going to use to refer back to every day or every time you need to look something up. There will be, we're sharing the Google document with you, and there will be links to videos, handouts, and resources in there, and that will be updated on a regular basis so that you'll have everything that you need and the time that you need it. Oh, and this is a 12-week program. I said there were going to be 13 calls, so we won't be ending until July 9th. However, the last call is really, the last week is really to help you incorporate all of the things that you've learned in the program and to go out and live your life in this way. We will have a community space where you can exchange recipes. We will answer questions regularly. We'll check that once a day. And how this will begin is one thing that's very important, because we're all human and we like progress. And so in order to track your progress, the best way to do that, even though it may, UA also, I will also include a symptom checklist so that you can record the date and all the symptoms and everything that you're having now, and then you can compare at the end of the program. So we'll do the symptom checklist, and I want you to take pictures of yourself, one of your full face, because it may look very different from when you started, one of full body frontal view. I want you to either wear tight yoga clothes or a bikini or a bathing suit or a bra and underwear, whatever you want to do. Keep a record. You're going to do one full front, one full back, and one from the side. Have someone else take the picture for you. and make sure you do it around the same distance as you do, do it in the same location if you can, wearing the same clothes when you do the final pictures. I also want you to take your measurements. We're going to be including a document for you to do that for before and after. And the third thing, to record your body changes will be, actually, I guess it's the fourth thing, will be using a scale. So you're going to weigh yourself. I recommend a scale called the Renfo. The Renfo is what I recommend for all my patients at home because it documents all your metrics that a scale can document. It looks at your fat percentage, your muscle mass, your lean body mass, your water weight, your bone mass, your subcutaneous fat, lots of things. And so we can't just look at our weight. That's like looking through a pinhole and determining what the state of our body is. It's really ridiculous and archaic, but it's the one we have to like to use. I also want you to keep in mind that sometimes, and the reason we do pictures and we do measurements is because your body can change in ways that don't show up on the scale. One of the things that can happen is you may lose fat and gain muscle. 1 pound of muscle is this big, and 1 pound of fat is this big. So it's 5 times the size. So your clothes may be fitting very differently. And nothing might have changed on the scale, and that can be really frustrating. So that's something I need you to know, that you don't want to focus on that. You need to look at everything globally and holistically. What else do I want to tell you? Your measurements. Yeah, I think that's about it, actually. Please do the record, do record your measurements and your pictures and your symptoms. You will really regret it if you don't. That's all I can say. I'm just going to stress it. So do it as soon as you can. Oh, the last thing I will say is that this program is not meant for people who are looking for a quick change and a quick fix. This program is meant for you if you want to be healthy going forward. And change doesn't happen quickly. Change happens slowly. Habits are not formed by making drastic decisions one day, like a New Year's resolution that might last a few minutes, a few hours, a day, maybe a month, hardly ever a year, and probably almost never a lifetime. So you may be frustrated with the pace of this program, but I want to reassure you that the result will be worth it. And one thing to know, that if weight loss is one of your goals, and actually even a lot of your symptoms, you may not see real changes until week 6 or 7. So please keep that in mind. I know it's the thing that everybody wants, but this program is for you to be healthy, not to be skinny. We want to be lean, and we want to be feeling good and having lots of energy, sleeping well, having no pain, or less pain at least, as much as we possibly can, doing what we can with food and changing our mindset. So I think that brings me to the end of this video. I will see you soon. I'm looking forward to seeing you at our kickoff call. Bye-bye.